Hey everyone, welcome back to Just One More Opinion. My name is Charlie, and today I will be sharing with you my review of The White Tiger, a recent Netflix film directed by Ramin Bahrani about the life of Balram Halwai, a poor Indian driver determined to get higher up in the unwavering, harsh society that has divided people into two classes, those with full bellies and those malnourished. It was released a couple of days ago, and I got to see it shortly after, and now I wanna talk about it. So, let's go! Before I get started, guys, just to let you know that I changed the recording space that I usually use, so the audio might be a bit different. Hopefully, you can still hear me fine. There's no big issue. I just thought I'd let you know. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this episode. The story of The White Tiger is centered around Balram Halwai, played by Adarsh Gaurav, who is a cunning, determined young man from a poor family in Laxmangar, India, who wishes to change his fate, turn his life upside down by becoming a driver to the village landlord, nicknamed the Stork. More specifically, his son, Asok, and his wife, Pinky, and an Indian woman who was raised in New York. And Pinky is played by Priyanka Chopra, and Asok is played by Rajkumar Rao. And both seem much more grounded and kinder than the Stork and his older son, the Mongoose, who are too hard on their servants, including Balram. And the story follows our ambitious protagonist as he deals with tough situations and surprising opportunities that lead him down paths he didn't want to walk, and make him behave in ways his poor father would disagree with him if he was alive to see it. Balram must use his wit to break free not only from his masters, but from the ill-imposed, almost ingrained notion of servitude that he struggles to forget. This satire, this idea that the subjugation of the lower class is rooted into Indian culture and other cultures too, is at the heart of this movie, as is the overpowering force of Balram's ambition that quite clearly drives the story forward every step of the way. However, Balram isn't perfect, nor really a hero. He is not all good, and his actions throughout the film aren't all born out of noble intents, even if he thrusts a smile every time he is mistreated or verbally abused by his superiors, which is a key characteristic of Adarsh Gaurav's performance, by the way. And instead, he is a survivor, playing an ambiguous game, waiting for the opportunity to turn his pawn status into king rank, which he eventually does, as the entire movie is narrated by an older, successful Balram, an entrepreneur in modern India, who has risen above the caste labels that poison society's mindset, and shattered the shackles that had once forbidden him to get his belly a little fuller. How he gets there is something you might want to see for yourselves if you haven't watched this film yet. I do not wish to spoil any more than I probably have already, so I want to just comment on some additional themes that I found interesting. There is this playful, almost mist hues of karma in regards to something that Balram does quite early on in the movie, and a later universal retribution in the middle of the film, which is a very key moment of the story. And the whole tale of Balram and his relationship with Asok and the family is almost always influenced by these cosmic powers at hand that push our characters into new situations. Much like in Bong Joon-ho's Parasite, the 2019 Oscar winner, there are some easily noticed similarities between both films, not only for the social commentary that they present, but also because even in The White Tiger, we have a parasitical, symbiotic link between both classes, between Balram and Asok. At least that's my interpretation of it. As you go into the movie, you realize how both men benefit from their master-servant agreement, even though Asok seems to hate the words master and servant. In fact, that was another interesting aspect from the movie for me, how Asok interacted with Balram, with the people who are not as fortunate or as rich as him, how kind he was or seemed to be, and much of this relied on the positive effect of his wife Pinky. She despised the business model that the stork and the mongoose had implemented in their lifestyle and tried to force into Asok. She had no problems speaking her mind and confronting the vile words and deeds that she witnessed, and in that regard, Pinky was a fantastic, inspiring role model to women, empowering in her attitude towards social injustice, but hindered by her inability to do more and the fact that she too fell victim to a tragic event, another big plot point of the film. So yes, this idea of kindness and how far does it go, how much of it is real, how willing are you to stay true to yourself or to think beyond yourself and your goals even, that was very intriguing to me as well. And finally, adaptation was yet another focal point in Balram's journey, how he adapted in his childhood years to the life he was given, the scarce opportunities that he received, and his tenacious will to do better, to be better, to create the opportunities himself, and to crawl out of an unremarkable future by adapting to the situations that developed in his small village and planning his rise to the top. And the movie did very well at balancing both Balram's desires, his entrenched need to serve and be indispensable for his masters, and his dream of becoming his own master and oppose feudalism, or, in his own words, to become the chicken who escapes the rooster coo. All because he was told, at a young age, due to his literacy skills, advanced English, and astute personality, that he was someone who comes only once in a generation. He was a white tiger. That's it for today, guys. I highly recommend you check out this movie. It's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I just love me some underdog stories with a whole bunch of social commentary attached to them. So this movie was designed for me, and hopefully it will captivate you too. This has been Just One More Opinion. I have been Charlie, and you have been fantastic. Take care and goodbye.